Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do. Push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
What's up? How everybody out there doing today? It's Thursday, the day before. We're going to call this bad boy Weekend's Eve. Man, it's time to rock with your boys. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Show. Insight, turmoil, all the other stuff that may go around with it. But hey, man, it's time to run one with you guys because we're back at it like we're mad at it. Somebody back straight out of jail. That's to my boy homecoming celebration. What's up, Uncle Leroy? Well, while we waiting on him to get back, we're going to bring my man back with the plan. My man, too. What's up, player?
Yeah, what's good, man? Seems like, Lee, got that extra 30 days to turn this behind back around, but I'm here,
back, okay, he back.
Dad's back.
Hey,
man. Back in there.
They go Rocky.
Hey, let me in this thing, man. I'm fresh out of Facebook jail. This your dude Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Jew. Y'all see, I had to get some work in up in there. But look, snitches get stitches. But we back on this Fantasy Football Insight Live show, man, where we talk about nothing but the fantasy football. So we got the tips, we got the trades, we got everything, man. So this is going to be a good show for all our fantasy footballers out there. What's up, fellas?
Man, can't call it. You know your boy, man. It's weekend time for me. Weekend Eve, baby.
Hey, I'm with you. And talking about that, this is actually the weekend of our NFL kickoff. So shout out to everybody on this Sunday. We're going to be out at Lone Star Action in Arlington, where we're going to be able to watch the Dallas Cowboys take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we're going to be doing some action. So if y'all think y'all can beat me, let's get it. I'm out here.
I don't want to throw axes at the Cowboys game. You just want to watch the Cowboys play, man. It's totally understandable.
I want to watch y'all lose and be surrounded by fellow Cowboy fans as y'all lose.
It's okay, man. September 9th ain't here yet, so I don't really care to discuss it. Not right now.
That's another L.
It's not another L.
Hey, we got 27 years of practice, so we good. Ain't nothing but another day, man.
Let's get it, man.
But
so
hey,
we got up for the day.
So, as we start, a lot of people have probably already drafted or you're about to draft. We getting, it's fantasy football season. Hopefully, you didn't draft too early and your guy got hurt already. But for those of you who got it coming up, you're tuning in with us tonight. Try to gain a little insight, chit chat back with us if you're here. Let us know what's going on. But we're going to dive into a little bit of rankings.
Absolutely.
So, most of what your points are driven from are QBs, running backs, and receivers. Those where a lot of your big points come from. So we're going to take a look at who the ADP of some of the top players in the position. See if y'all agree or disagree with us. But regardless, kick some feedback with your boys.
Hey, man, wait, before we get started, got to give a shout out to my guy, Patrick. He hanging out with us. I see you there, Rob, baby. We going to see you. First game. Who that? It's the Green Bay Packers, man. Get your popcorn ready.
Oh, he's ready. He's ready.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think we got the
Salute.
Green Bay socks, the Green Bay Jordans, the Green Bay shirt, the Green Bay hat. Hey, make sure you have my 50 push-ups on call, sir. That's on call.
That's the game live, man. It's gonna be rowdy, man. He's looking to get on TV. Help this man get on television with all his attire on. Let's get it.
Man, I got a question real fast before we get in these rankings. If the Packers beat the Saints, are you ready for that smoke that's coming your way all season?
Who?
You.
For me?
Yeah. You know Robbie gonna give you the business, man.
Hey, I just got out of Facebook jail, and I'll turn myself back in. Look. I ain't gonna be able to take it, man. I'm telling you. I'm gonna do a social media detox. But only thing I'm gonna tell you, like, I don't have that problem to worry about because it's who that.
You take the Saints in the first half. Take the Saints in the first half. And I'm telling you, everybody, I'm giving everybody an early gym. If you think the Saints are really gonna lose to the Packers, the only safe bet then will be the first half because both teams are warming up to each other somewhat. So take the Saints on the spread in the first. Green Bay, I don't think Green Bay is really going to chop them down like that. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a competitive game. I'm going to show respect to Unc and the Saints. I'm not going to go on the all the way Packers board 100%. Something can happen in that game. For the Saints, luckily, they can win this game.
Yeah,
Shall see.
I'm with you.
Shall see. So, gentlemen, we got to start with the breadwinner. Depending on what you got going on, you might be in a 2 QB league. We're going to take a look at the top fantasy quarterbacks by ADP. So, right off the top, well, first of all, we had a good discussion behind the scenes with Uncle Leroy. He brought up a pretty good reason why he might take one quarterback over another. You want to share that knowledge with us?
Hell no, that's going to cost you. Y'all can catch me on Sunday at 7 p.m. Dallas time. Tickets gonna be available. Hell no, I'm not giving y'all that gym. But okay, I'll give you a little bit. So right now, everyone's saying the best quarterback in the NFL right now is arguably Patrick Mahomes. So correct. Does that mean his on the field success transfers into fantasy football? Yes and no. Now he's a pass type of guy. He's not going to get you many yards by his legs. So he's only one dimensional. He might get you a quick 5 yard, run 5 yards to run out of bounds, but he's not scoring many touchdowns. So who has more draft appeal is Josh Allen. Because why? He's going to throw just as much as Patrick Mahomes, but he's also going to get you those run yards where he's 5 yards, 10 yards within the red zone. So that makes him have more draft appeal than Patrick Mahomes and the Aaron Rodgers. Shout out there to your bumpy Robert Nelson Johnson. But that's why I would go with Josh Allen. Now, if I can get Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce, they're tight end, but you got to go with the number one receiver. That's the thing. So that's why I said Travis Kelce, because he's not the number one passing option for Patrick Mahomes. So if you can get Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce and you double up, that's a win. Because I'm telling you, it's nothing like being down 80 points and you have 2 players ready to play on the Monday night game. I love it. Give me your money. That's how we do it. But that's the only time where I would take a player like a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. So I would double up on Aaron Rodgers as well. I would get Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. Those type of quarterbacks have better appeal to me when you can get them to double up with their first passing option.
Facts. So what you thinking?
I feel I agree on that. As you look at draft position, think on fantasypro.com, you have Patrick Mahomes as a consensus ADP wise number 1, Josh number 2 in terms of quarterbacks. Now, for Josh's sake, it could possibly only go up from here because he had a stellar year last year. The only downfall of that is, with the numbers he had last year and the contract he just got, possibly a lot of the stuff goes down. Patrick, we know, is there. he's going to be there because, the stature, I guess, in the NFL now is Patrick Mahomes. So it's not bad taking charge if you feel like his second year is definitely going to be just like last year. Or if you feel as a football guy, the Buffalo Bills are just going to be better than last year. But in terms of that, Josh Allen again's going to have to be the running back this year, so that point's going to be there. I agree with you on that, Unc. And, passing the ball, both of that volumes, and throwing the ball, which Patrick Mahomes is just going to be doing. He's not going to get you many yards, But on the aspect of that, ADP, a guy that's, trying to prove the world, maybe he does in the fantasy this year. Maybe he's been working on his passing abilities. Lamar Jackson, projected to go in the 3rd, 4th round. But, he's a guy that's been doing what Josh Allen's been doing, as well as Patrick Mahomes. So,
what the hell? No, he has not been doing what Josh Allen's been doing because Josh Allen has way more touchdowns than Lamar Jackson. Granted, Lamar Jackson did recently come out and say because it's been grumblings about, hey, everyone had figured him out. And he was saying that, y'all haven't figured me out yet. But the fact that you got to tell someone that they didn't figure you out, guess what, buddy? We figured you out.
No, I don't believe so. You just answered the question. If you answered the question like a dweeb or a bozo, as they will call him, then they will be talking about him. So good answer, Lamar Jackson. And I think he's going to go out and do what he's been doing the last 4 years. And that's power up the fantasy scoreboard. That's what he's been doing, is fantasy football. You know what I'm saying? So
not last year. Not last year. They figured him out last year. So, all right, I'm going to ask you this question.
Yeah, COVID last year.
What round would you draft Lamar Jackson?
If I was going to school, I would between 4th and 5th round. If I was choosing him at that position, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I keep it real with everybody. I'll keep a straight face with you right now. I'm not typically a person that's gonna go and scope that low in the rounds for a QB. That's just me. I'm telling everybody that, and I haven't changed it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody persuade me to do otherwise. But for a person that's going for a QB in those rounds, go grab Lamar. If Josh Allen and Mahomes is not there, go grab him. Or you want to go Kyler Murray, who also has the same situation where he can throw the ball, he can run the ball, or Dak Prescott, that can do the same thing.
So Lamar Jackson
with Jalen Hurts.
Now with Lamar Jackson, he doesn't have any receiving options. So he's always going to be a running back. He has no his only receiving option. His top receiving option is Sammy Watkins, and of course they still have Marquise Brown. That's his top options. So he's always going to run because there's no wide receiver that wants to go out and play in Baltimore because they're not getting the ball. This year, I'm telling you, this year is unlike any other season because there's so many QB battles. We've had so many rookie QBs coming to the league this year. So you're going to have to stash one of these guys because just like with Teddy Bridgewater, he might be starting now. He was named the week 1 starter, but will he be the week 2 starter? Will he be the week 3 starter? So definitely got to pay attention to, I would not spend big money, big rounds on these old names because guess what? I would pick up Kyler Murray before Lamar Jackson.
No, definitely.
That's why I said you can pick it. Like I said, either one of those, their skill sets on paper, the fantasy papers, all their names trigger. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad either way you go. So, absolutely great observation. There's a lot of QBs, young and coming. We talked about the QB kingdom on prior shows, how there's a lot of QBs coming in, and some, no disrespect, they're gonna have to leave soon. Some are gonna regress. A lot are gonna come up. You see Josh Allen. Josh Allen's looking for that number 1 spot. Not only in fantasy, but potentially the NFL. Packers there. You got the old guys in Rodgers and Brady who still wilding for respect. They got heavy loaded offenses that they potentially raise upon the fantasy ranks too, depending on if you like them or not. I don't think so.
So before we actually get these top 3 for the quarterbacks, I'm gonna give you this name to be on the lookout for as a quarterback position: Justin Herbert. The dude tore it up last season. He was unexpected. They just thrusted him into the offense. He did well. So now he had a full off season. He went through a full season. He understands the playbook. He's able to learn and become cohesive and get a relationship with his team. So Justin Herbert. Watch him. That's a guy
no, definitely. My consensus, he was my rookie of the year before he got drafted last year. I told everybody that Justin Herbert was going to be the next heir apparent. He's got it. The years in college definitely did him justice. He should have left years ago to enter the draft. So yes,
he'd have been a number 1 overall pick if he left.
He has something. He has something this year, and the Chargers have left him a lot of food on the table in terms of what they got on the offensive side. Now, if their defense can mature, and get back to at least what they was, they'll be a team that'll be fighting not only with the Chiefs to win the division, but Justin Herbert may be winning you some fantasy championships if you get them. I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all. Look, since we're on this, I'm gonna give y'all this one another nugget. If you're in a PPR league, get all the skill positions of the San Diego Chargers. The LA Chargers. Reason B, because their defense sucks. They're gonna be always playing from behind. So those guys, Justin Herbert, he had a lot of pass attempts last year. Eckler is, great from the backfield, and he's also a receiving option from the backfield. So if you're in a PPR league, I would definitely check out all the Chargers.
Yes, sir. Don't forget Keenan, Mr. Allen.
Of course, it's needless to say that guy.
Fantasy in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Fantasy in the pocket, man. I'm going to just spook one out here, man. Everybody spook when you want to spook one. I'm going to spook one here. But, for people to, keep their eyes on that as well, man. As a team that, whose defense we probably don't know, but we know there's going to be a lot of games, especially early, that this guy's going to be behind, man. And I always say his name because some way, somehow, he's always fixed this mix for some reason. But I'm going to say, man, don't sleep on Carson Wentz at all either. The injury, people said the foot. They said 5 to 12 weeks. He's on track for week 1. He's going into a situation in Indianapolis where he's back to what he feels good with. I'm talking about Wentz. I feel like Carson.
I thought you were bringing up Dak. Sorry.
No, not Dak. I'm not bringing up Dak at all. Dak, to me, with the shoulder and everything that's going on besides what's being played in the media or not, has to go out there and prove himself. He has to prove himself that he's at the block that he was, at least when he got hurt last year. But Carson Wentz is a guy, too, man, that I will not overlook. Going down the lines, if you're a person that does draft QBs at a certain time, particularly later after you grab your skill players, make sure you grab your skill players. Your skill players. Load your roster up with skill players, man.
So what are the top three what are the top 3 quarterbacks that we have for the average draft position, Coach Lee?
Top 3 are Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Aaron Rodgers.
It was funny because someone asked me, I brought this up on one of our fantasy football shows. And someone wanted to draft, they were in a 2 QB league, and they asked me to draft with the 11th pick, and I said Aaron Rodgers. So what do y'all think? Do you agree with Aaron Rodgers being the top 3 for the quarterback position?
Yeah, he got a full complement of his receivers this year. He got the running back that's coming back, you know what I'm saying? A lot of dump off screens and things like that. Hey, I've been rocking with Rodgers for years, man. And he ain't slowed down yet. He's smart. He makes the smart decisions on the field. He doesn't kill you with too many turnovers. Health is not usually an issue with him, so he's going to be there week in and week out.
Learn that from Brett Favre.
Yeah. I like that from
Rodgers. What do you think about that, too?
All day. It's like him is like a mega team at the beginning of the season. Like you're like he's gonna be the one. And Aaron proves that year in and year out, man. So I agree with that. So if he's in any top 5, top 3 position, QB, fantasy, NFL, he's still there. He's a guy that can go out and still, the touchdown to turnover ratio is outstanding. The guy doesn't turn the ball over. He's guaranteed to throw for 300. 325. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it be nice outside. Don't let him be feeling himself because that can multiply. You don't want Aaron Rodgers to be an opponent on a Sunday. If you can go get him, you go get that guy. The only question I would have season long is that we know he dealt with injuries during his career. During these times where he's at his best, and people are saying, hey, this guy can only get better. You don't want an injury to happen. That's the only concern I would have because Aaron has dealt with that before in his career. Something that he can come back from, but just for the aspect of a fantasy standpoint, yeah, maybe.
Let me tell you how. Now, I'm going to say this. Now, Aaron Rodgers is the number 1 Shout out to you, Joe. He's hanging out with us on Twitter. He's watching our stream via Twitter on Periscope. So Aaron Rodgers is my number one pick for the quarterback position. Let me show you these stats. In 2018, completion percentage 62%, yards 4,442 yards, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 2019, 62% completion rate, 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Last year, 2020 season, 70% completion rate, 4,299 yards passing, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That's retarded, man. Get this guy a gold jacket. Get him a Rolls Royce, a pink Cadillac from Mary's Cake. This guy's the truth. And the only thing they did him in this offseason was pissed him off. Aaron Rodgers is the truth. I'm drafting Aaron Rodgers as the number one pick because this year he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. Like you said, Coach Lee, he has a full arsenal of the skilled players, and they back him. So that's the biggest thing. So I definitely, I would disagree with Aaron Rodgers being that low on the list and put him above Patrick Mahomes because what did the Kansas City Chiefs do differently? So Tampa Bay.
They brought it.
That's what I'm saying. Tampa Bay laid the foundation and showed the recipe on how to beat them and cover those guys. So I mean, hey. But we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna be back with which we just got finished with the quarterback. So what are we gonna do next? The running back, tight ends, receiver,
running backs.
We can run it back.
Yeah, I can run it back. So we'll be back with more of the Fantasy Football Insight live show, talking draft position and average draft position. Be right back.
Yeah.
That was good with the people. It's Montreal McNeander, NFL linebacker for the Cleveland Browns and Grambling alumni. I had to come through today. Give a special shout out to my dudes over at STWF Media, the big brand, where you can talk sports with the other NFL players, fans in their Facebook community. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go get them boys a shout out. Go check out their page. And I promise you, man, you're gonna love everything that you hear and enjoy.
We back. Welcome back to the Fantasy Football Insight Show. So we're talking about the rankings. We just wrapped up the quarterbacks. So next, probably probably the most impactful position, if you got a good one, is running backs.
Let me say this. So some years, like 2 years ago, they said the value of running backs went away and it started becoming a wide receiver type fantasy football league. So I'm old school. I see value. There's no other value in a bigger value than a quarterback and then a running back. Because to me, the way I do it is who touches the ball the most? Quarterback, running back. So before we get into the top 3 for the running back position, do y'all feel that the wide receiver position is more valuable than the running back?
I feel like the wide receivers is because you see that kind of the running back position goes into now your second running backs are starting to play. And then those, to touch for the splits and touches and all that now. And then, the injuries that happen to some of these running backs, the fact that, you can go in the draft, for instance, and go 3rd, 4th round, 5th round on a running back. That running back potentially is going to touch that ball if a running back slips up and things. So the wide receiver position definitely valuable because you 1 through 3. Now 3 and 4 gets even more love now with the way the QBs are, shotgunning and there's more balls being thrown in the air. You know what I'm saying? And the defense and everything kind of changes with hitting the QB and things of that nature. So everybody gets fed for a cert. You know what I'm saying? So the wide receiver is definitely more valuable running back. But in terms of the early rounds, you need to stick that running back. You have to have that running back tandem. You have to have something. You have to have some type of running back led team in some sorts because you're going to need it. For early rounds, running back for sure, but those late rounds, you're going to get those wide receivers, man, based on, teams, what they play and things like that. So.
All right, Coach, so what do you think about that, Coach Lee?
So for me, I'm going to go the other way. And Patrick, shout out to you. He that's the way I see it. It's a big difference between tier 1 running back versus tier 3. Running backs, if you got a good one, you need to grab him if he's available.
Wait, no, what do you mean a good one? Like, what's a good one? Explain.
To me, a good one, he either smashing it on the ground, smashing on the ground with touchdowns, or he's durable. He's versatile. He's running. He's catching. Cause for me, I'm looking at this top 3 list. I'm surprised that Kamara is not on here as a top 3 back because you got a disgruntled running back out there. I mean, wide receiver down there. He gonna touch the ball. He's gonna earn his money this year. He gonna be passing, running, catching. He gonna touch the rock.
Facts. So I agree that both y'all made some good points. And to your point too, like far as with running backs and running back 1 and running back 2, they're eating into the lion's share. So back in the days where we used to have Marion Barber, those guys used to get 30, and even the Maurice Jones-Drew, they used to get, and Fred Taylor, they used to get like 25 to 30 touches a game. So to me, that's gone now. The only person who's really getting that type of that volume of touches right now is Derrick Henry. So, that's the only appeal to me. That's what I look for when I look for value in any position. How much you touch the ball. And with a running back, because see me, the days of Megatron, Julio, even AJ Green, those days are gone because, these guys could beat you by themselves. They were scoring 50 points. These guys were getting 150 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. That's what they were averaging back in the day. But they're not doing that now for some odd reason. So now the value goes back into the running backs because they're versatile. They're getting catches out the backfield and they're running the ball. So if you can get a running back that's doing that, it is great. So it's either they're going to get 20 or plus more carries that will make them have some draft appeal to me, or they're going to be versatile and they're going to get it by air and get it by running. Just what you were saying there, Coach Lee.
Absolutely, you better be versatile because if you depends on what type of league you're playing too.
Shout out to Brad. He said, "Won't touch the ball." Call Zeke. Now, see, hey, let's get that comment up here because that's a great situation right there. So with Zeke, now I wouldn't draft Zeke, but I would get Tony Pollard off the waiver wire. What do y'all think about that? So first, Patrick comment, he said, won't touch the ball, cough, Zeke. So what do y'all think about this, drafting Zeke? Zeke had a timeshare with Tony Pollard.
He has a timeshare with Tony Pollard, man. But, we're going to keep it real here, everybody. For even Cowboy haters, if you hate the Cowboys because you're in the same division as us, whatever. But before all this started, you got the Saquons and the McCaffreys and the Henrys, who was putting in the work, who wasn't the one fumbling the ball, who wasn't the one getting injured. He got into some off-field problems, but to me, Zeke was it. He's the guy that's running through the lines and he's running through the tackles. He improved on his catching skills, which is great. But last year was a year that nobody in Cowboy land could come back from. Zeke couldn't get back from it. So this year, with him feeling that he has his team back, and he's been working hard as well as everybody back been working hard. I'm not gonna say, I'm immediately gonna grab Pollard thinking that this dude's toast. I'm gonna give him some respect, and I'm gonna give him a year and see what he can do. Because last year it was a figure of my quarterback's hurt now fumbling the ball. It feels like the disease is going around the whole team now. The injury's going around the whole locker room. But before that, Zeke was on the top 5 list every time. So the difference
no one remembers that, man. Like you bringing up stuff no one remembers.
Nobody remembers.
It's like, what? You made a good point. everyone on the Dallas Cowboy team has something to prove. That's the point. Zeke has something to prove. Dak has something to prove. Everyone has something to prove, and that's a recipe for disaster right there. Tony Pollard last year, he was the bright spot. Zeke was fumbling. Tony Pollard was cashing in. So, yes, I mean, in a grand scheme of things, yes, you're going to put expectations on Zeke, but Zeke is at what? I think his position is like top 5. I know he's within the top 10 running back to get drafted. To me, the upside is not there for him. I would take the time out on Tony Pollard because of, once again, Dak is trying to prove something. He's going to have to build his confidence up. So it's either they're going to, or they're going to dump it off. And then, once he gets confident and throw, they're going to throw it down the field because he just now getting his his snap count taken off. So Tony Pollard would have more appeal to me at this moment.
Let me throw something out here real fast. So for me, I would take Zeke if I was getting him like in the middle rounds. Reason being, offensive line, still not totally sold on it. We still got some concerns there. But just looking at pure stats, Zeke had 979 yards rushing last year at 4 yards a carry. 244 attempts. Tony Pollard, 101, 435 yards, 4.3 a carry. Now, that's not what stands out. I'm just setting it out there. But what stands out to me is 6 touchdowns for Zeke.
I'll wait for
4 touchdowns for Pollard. And this is the one that's huge. I'm looking at the fumbles lost. Zeke lost 5 fumbles last year. You know who else lost 5 fumbles on here last year? 2 other quarterbacks. No other running back lost 5 fumbles.
And that's where but this is again to my point. Last year, you can say what you want about it, but pull up the stats from all the other years and give me the reason why the team shambled. Your star running back shambled after your QB shambled. So it all equals up. So what I'm saying is,
Zeke is a superstar, man.
Pollard did what he's supposed to do. Pollard did what he's supposed to do. Pollard did what he's supposed to do. In that time when Zeke's down, you're supposed to come up. So like I said this year,
Zeke down.
That opportunity. Zeke
was not supposed to be down, brother. He got the big contract. He got the money. When Dak went down, Zeke was supposed to step up. So now you're expecting him to step up.
Hold on. You're making my point again. There's a lot of athletes that have gotten big money and have not came through.
We're talking about Zeke.
Oh, no. We can talk about Zeke. Hold on. Okay. Then in that case, then the running backs then that were all listening and looking at the list and all that from McCaffrey to Kamara to Dalvin Cook to all them, they've all been injury prone before. They all haven't finished the season before. Okay,
we're talking about the people stepping up.
Available. We're going to see this year. Availability. We'll see it this year. We'll see if these guys are available. Guys are ahead of us. They're available.
DiNucci is available. That's who's available. That's your quarterback. Check him out.
You heard that Dax. You heard that Dax playing. You heard that Dax throwing again, right? You heard that, right? Nick, then Ben DiNucci joke's over. It's time to get your series clap on. Let's see what your boys do in the regular season.
When the last time you seen Dak taking real snaps? Dak is over there throwing the coaches, man. Let's keep it 100. That's not real playing time. He has no relationship with his receiver. He don't even know what.
He has no relationship with the receivers. He's been playing with his receivers for years.
Shout out to my guy, Jonathan, man. We see you out there. Let's get his comment up there. That's our gamer manager. He says, let's go STWF fam. Loving all the content.
Oh, man.
We back on. It's fantasy football. We trying to get it 7 days a week. Shout out to you. Man 22 franchise coming up in September. That's our gamer manager. Shout out to you.
He had the same wide receivers. Told this dude he had the same wide receivers. Nothing's changed. So ultimately, he can sit out for the whole preseason if he wanted to. Because
Wait, are you buying into what? That fantasy guy? What?
It's your man. That's your man. Your man.
You know what? I had the same kids for 20 years, but if I don't see them in a month, they look different. I'm just saying. He ain't been out there with his team in
It ain't different. It ain't different. It's the same. You don't think they're on the phone chatting nightly, weekly, talking? You don't think so?
Okay, you know what? You got a girl. You know what?
You gotta stop this hate.
Girl for a month and then call back and see if it's the same way.
It's a hate. It's a hate.
No.
It's a hate issue. It's a hate issue. It's okay, bro. It's okay. It's a hate issue, and it's cool, bro. It's cool.
I'm just saying. But look,
sometimes hate gets in the way of reality.
Him being off for so long, he got a shoulder injury and a throwing foot that he throws his power.
What about your quarterback situation? What about y'all?
Hey, my quarterback, we got 3 touchdowns, baby. We got 3 touchdowns.
Worry about y'all QB situation, man. Worry about how y'all gonna get through that and selling that out.
We got 3 touchdowns.
I don't know.
That's all I'm saying. So, all right. So let's see what these top 3 running backs are.
Zeke.
Right. It doesn't sound good for Dak.
Nah. Running back according to fanbros.com, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, and Derrick Henry.
Now, see, Dalvin Cook, to me, he should be number 1 because that's the total package for the running back, especially in this fantasy football world. He will run you over.
Yeah.
He will catch over you. He run great routes. He has soft hands. To me, he's the ultimate package. So shout out to you, Adam, and what is it, Uncensored Vikings podcast. You know, they're the guys that's rocking with the Vikings. So I don't know if it's the line. What's causing the lack of ADP for Dalvin Cook? Because I think one of these years he was the number 1 running back.
Tell you why. He was the number 1. He was the number 1 running back because he came off a season in which he had a season. Then he gets hurt. This is the problem with the running back position. You get hurt. So he gets hurt. He's in a situation last year where it kind of feels like he's the same running back, but then they got Addison. They got Addison shared touches with him. The kid Addison.
Mm-hmm. I was just listening to the hurt part.
Well, so basically, hurt. So basically now Dalvin's in a situation, he could be a number 1 guy that you could choose at the running back position. But I think they hold that on him because of the injury. You know what I'm saying? I think they hold that against him because honestly, I like Dalvin Cook. I liked him since his early days at Florida State. He gets on the field and he gets busy. But I think that's what's holding him back in rankings. But they don't charge that against Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley. You know, where realistically in a running back game, you know, we feel like that person should be out, and he's not.
Shout out to that fantasy guy. Now you're talking like you know something about fantasy football. Let's get this comment up there. He said, yes, Down. He says Cook has an injury history and never plays the whole season. Right there. That's always been
like he averages about 14 games a year.
Yes. But those games that he do play, he kills it. That's what's crazy. He makes up like for the whole season with 14 games. That's crazy. So he said he is
1557 last year. 5 yards a carry, 16 touchdowns, 4 fumbles.
And what was his attempts?
His attempts was 312. He was second in attempts.
Exactly. See, that's what I pay attention to. Your attempts. How much the team feeds you the ball, because that shows the team scheme. You know, that shows the confidence that the team has in those players. And that's why I'm not sold on Derrick Henry, because now the front office then got involved, and they got Julio Jones, and we know Julio Jones wants the ball.
Patrick said if he had a different quarterback, LOL, you like their cousins.
That's too funny. All right, so we got that fantasy guy. He says, I'd rather bet on CMC. I don't know why everyone's sold on him. I mean, going into, the season where he got hurt, CMC was great. And he was the focal point of the team. But last season, the team quarterback was Teddy Bridgewater. Now they got Sam Darnold. They had Arnold. Like, what's the team's identity? I can't bet on someone. What you say?
I'm not sold on Sam Darnold. So to me, McCaffrey, they're going to either have a spy on him or they're going to stack the box. Ain't going to dare Sam Darnold to throw the ball.
Exactly. And if the only way I would draft CMC is to trade him, I would wait till he had one big game and I would trade him, because he's a name catch. He's a namesake. And I would clear someone's team just off of CMC.
He is Mr. Fantasy. I'm gonna call him that. He's Mr. Fantasy because he is a player that comes with all the intangibles a fantasy GM looks for. He scores the ball, running the ball. He catches the football. He does that. So everybody preseason wise would bet on that. You know what I'm saying? The same way Patrick Mahomes is number one on everybody's list for the middle point is, it's a name. You know what I'm saying? It's Patrick Mahomes. But like you said, to be sold on him. This is when I said I wasn't sold on Christian McCaffrey. This is why I think it was last year. He didn't. Did he play last year? Last year they played the Bucs, I believe, and there was a goal situation where he had a chance to win the game. Or it was a year back. He had 3 chances to get the ball in the touchdown lane for a running back. That I feel like you have to run through those holes, and they would have still yourself as a running back. You have to be able to run through those gaps. And he could not get through the gaps not one time during that stance. I told myself as a guy, as a running back, yeah, the flashiness is cool. I don't want that. Season-wise, I feel like that's going to have an effect. And I feel like he still really can't take the hits like that. And I feel like as seasons go, it's going to be an effect on him. Really.
My take on CMC, it's the Carolina Panthers. They have no identity. It doesn't matter. That's just like back in the days, or even with the Detroit Lions. You can't bet on the Detroit Lions. They have no identity, period. So, with Christian McCaffrey, last year, of course, he didn't play long. He only had 1 touchdown. But in 2019, he had 1,300 yards. You could say approximately 1,400 yards off of 287 attempts. And this is one thing that I'm not big on. So when he had 15 touchdowns on rushing touchdowns, he had 116 receiving touches. He had receptions. He had 116 receptions for 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. So ultimately, he accounted for 19 touchdowns and 2,400 yards, all purpose.
It's gonna continue, man. They're gonna get him to the ground. And like I said, you're gonna see more of the contact this year. Obviously, he's had a year, he had a year out just about. And to that fantasy man's point, yeah, in those 2 games he played last year. Hey, 2 games last year as a GM of a fantasy team. Do you want your guy, one of the guys you picked at the first top picks, you want him done after 2 games, and then you have to go search? And you're mad that now you split the first round pick on somebody that's not potentially going to play. This is the thing with the running back position. Running backs get hurt, positions change. Then that running back doesn't really get a chance because due to the 2 tiers now, the 2-tier running back comes and handles his business at most times. So it's a slippery slope. We haven't got that one in Carolina yet. But watch out for the backup in Carolina. Chubbard. Rookie, I think he's going to be okay.
So let's see. So that fantasy guy, he says the 2 games he played last year, he still averaged the most fantasy points a game put the RBs. So Jonathan, he agrees too. He said he killed him last year. Available for your playoffs. So I'm not knocking his ability. I'm knocking, is he worth it? That's what I'm saying. So I don't think he's worth it. Like I said, I'm not sold on the Carolina Panthers. So that fantasy guy, he says, I like Herbert. You're right on that. So what are the top 3 running backs?
Top 3 running backs are number 1 is Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, and Derrick Henry.
So do you all agree with that?
No.
For me,
no.
I would probably say Derrick Henry. I'll put Kamara up there, man.
Same here. I would swap Derrick Henry for Kamara because with adding, y'all got to remember, take into account, the Titans have 2 number 1 receivers, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. They're going to want the ball. That changes, yeah. You're right. Kamara out for Derrick Henry. But so we get ready to take a quick break. So what do you think about? Do you agree with that too? Before we take a quick break.
I agree with that. And a tandem to look for too, fantasy football wise, Chubb and Hunt. They're both not bad. So if you get one or you can't get one, you always can find the other one. But they're both good.
One of them getting traded. One of the Browns are in trade talk. They're potentially trading, I think, Kareem Hunt. One of those guys.
They're potentially trying to trade Kareem Hunt right now or Odell Beckham. Be on the lookout for that. That's what I'm hearing. The Bears are actually in talk for Odell right now as we speak.
Facts. So, man, we're going to be back. So when we come back, what are we going to talk about? Tight ends? So we got tight ends. We're talking about kickers? I don't think we're kickers. But we got tight ends, receivers. What's up next?
Got wide receivers next.
All right, cool. All right, so look, we're going to y'all sit back, and we're going to take this quick break, pay some bills. About 15 seconds, I guess, about a cell phone bill. But y'all sit back. We'll be back with more of the Fantasy Football Insight live show.
Get it.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
And we're back, fellas.
Oh, okay.
This will be our last segment for the Fantasy Football Insight Show.
Wide receiver position.
Are we going to tag in the tight ends with these? Because I'm a tight end guy. I like tight ends.
You can go tight end. Tight end is actually a lot more spicier in terms of the draft board. So I'll do tight end. I'm down with that.
Tight end could be a secret weapon, man.
Huh?
Tight end could be a secret weapon.
Yes. And so, we're going to touch quickly on this. So, just like earlier we stated, that this season has a lot of new quarterbacks, a lot of young quarterbacks, and a quarterback's friend is a tight end.
Blinken.
So, y'all make sure y'all pay attention to those tight end positions. And, and I won't just go, of course, to me, the number one tight end should be Travis Kelce. Needless to say, he has great hands. The talent is through the roof. But he also, he's got injury prone because everyone makes the comparison between he and George Kittle. But George Kittle is injury prone. He has not been there for, he hasn't been through all the seasons. He has not made the games through all the seasons. And Travis Kelce, I think he made, he's the first. So he's on pace to be the first tight end to get 1,000 yards in 6 consecutive seasons. So I think he's done it for 5 seasons. So Travis Kelce is the number one option to me. But definitely be on the lookout for Trumont at the New Orleans Saints because we love the tight end position. Starting with Jimmy Graham, we had Ben Watson, we've had Cooks. We had a lot of people, and we got some. We got this new tight end coming out. So definitely check a tight end, a team that had a young quarterback or a new quarterback, and you should check out their tight ends. But if you're looking for a tight end, definitely check out the Saints. What do you got for the tight end position, too?
Ain't Troman, how's his injury going up? I heard he got hurt one day. Is he okay?
He's the Saints, man. He's coming back.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure he's okay because he got hurt. I didn't notice his injury. But the tight end position, it's very, very sneaky because, as we know, there's only probably about, we'll say 3, maybe 4. This is the guy, maybe. If not, probably only like 2 or 3. I'm being nice saying 4. Kyle Pitts is a question, and I need you to pop up that fancy guy's question up here, man, because Kyle Pitts, we've seen the tight end positions, young guys come in and be able to, put in some work, which is a good sign. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of opens up now the market for tight ends. You got your George Kittles, you have your Travis Kelce's and such and that Dan Waller, the OG Gronk. He's never gonna get the Gronk numbers again, but whatever. He's a legend. But Kyle Pitts is supposed to be this upcoming guy. Julio Jones is gone. He's gonna be the guy that's gonna take the second touches. After Kyle and Ridley. In terms of taking him as the first tight end, I don't know. I don't think so. But if you wait late and take him, you might get a sleeper. You may get a sleeper with him. You may get
You won't take Pitts as a tight end one. What? Are you not listening to what we're talking about? What? Who's the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons?
Matt Ryan.
Matty Ice.
Who was the tight end for a long time for the Atlanta Falcons? Gonzalez. Then after that, who? I mean, they love that tight end position. And Kyle Pitts, they can't touch that guy. They can't guard him. So, to me, if I can't get the Travis Kelce, really, if I can't get the Travis Kelce, I'm taking lower tier guys like that. And, you know what? Also, there's I forget what tight end is in Carolina because they're calling him the new Greg Olsen. So that's what I keep saying. You got to watch these teams that have a history with tight ends. But what were you about to say, Coach Lee?
I was just saying, just looking at the top 50 leaders for receiving yards. There's only 2 tight ends on that list. It's Kelce and Waller with the Raiders. Mm-hmm. Each one of them. See, Kelce. I didn't realize this. Kelce finished number 2 in the league, only behind Diggs last year.
Yes.
Yes. But more to pitch me for me is like
tight end. Yes.
Yes. But the whole thing with not choosing Pitts, me personally, I'm not. I mean, hey, you go get a rookie. You think that rookie's gonna shine? I salute all rookies. Hope all rookies come in and shine. But I'm not going to just pick that rookie with my pick at rookie position tight end. No, I'm not. I'm going to, there's a lot of decent tight ends here, that I can get some good services from. You know what I'm saying? And with Matty Ice over there in Atlanta, though he's had the comfortability of having a good, stable tight end and having that blanket to throw to, and he likes it. Matt Ryan is hitting a decline, and I mean, it's interesting to see how Matt Ryan is going to be this year. Cooper with Julio gone, a guy that's been there so long. I want to see how that team overall adjusts because this is a team that has a lot of things wrong with them, but at the same time, they compete. So I want to see what is it going to be issue with all the good luck they've had and turn the bad luck. I just think bad luck is going to keep hitting. Kyle Pitts is a good name for them because he was a guy at Florida. He was a stud, and I think he's going to have a good career. But I'm not going to choose him in terms of fantasy. I'm not drafting him. I'm not picking him.
6'6", 238 pounds, tight end position, played back. Man, this guy's a stud, man. You got to get him. He got drafted number 1, round 1, 4th pick. Man, get that guy. And shot just like Juju Smith-Schuster found out. When you're the number 1 guy now, you get the number 1 back checking you. So you're not running past all the nickel cornerbacks anymore. So Calvin Ridley, hey, you about to find how it feels to be the star receiver. And I don't think he can pay the bill. I don't think he can foot the bill. So guess what? When he's not open, what they gonna do? He's gonna dump it all to Kyle Pitts. Because you know why? Like you said, too, he's aging. He's gonna dump it all. And Kyle Pitts can run with the ball.
Yahoo Sports has Kyle Pitts rated as the number 5 tight end going into the season.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, he's not. No, upside.
You paid your dues on time, so I appreciate you. So, yeah.
Upside's a killer. No, upside's a killer. If he has that upside, and you believe in that upside, take him. That's not what I'm saying. Me, I'm not. It's not like I'm not sold on him and his talent. I'm just not. I'll let somebody else have the luxury of seeing how they do with Kyle Pitts the first year. I need to see him build up. Thank you. Take him.
So what do we got in the top 3 tight ends before we move on to our wide receiver position?
Top 3 tight ends: Travis Kelce.
Wait, hold on. So it just came in. Just got the Saints battle. So Taysom Hill and James Winston. So Sean Payton is expected to announce the starting quarterback position real soon. So tonight, no later than tomorrow. So my fault.
Who you think is going to be the QB?
Big Play Tate. I said that from the beginning. Big Play Tate.
Okay. Who you think?
But here's the thing. If y'all don't name Winston the quarterback, he's done for the season. He's going to mentally check out.
He goes like, I mean, hey, I am not sold on this guy's workout. I mean, but yeah, that's what makes it difficult because you have no other position to make Jameis Winston. So, if you make Jameis Winston the quarterback, you still can, you can still utilize Taysom Hill. But Taysom Hill is getting paid quarterback dollars, so you got all this money. So this is a cash cow running around taking all these hits now. So we're in a precarious situation, but we'll be back with more of that. But let's talk about what's the top 3 receivers. Oh, okay, hold on, wait. Patrick says Crabbe, Steeler, QB1.
Yeah, man, both of them. Hey, it don't matter who announces the starter. You already said it. You told us already. You told us what's gonna happen. They're both gonna be playing QB. There's both gonna be possessions.
I said it again. Yep. Sean Payton's gonna be the first person to. Yes.
You have to.
Winston, because he's not mentally tough. Period. You showed that because, like I say, I always bring up this point. I don't question his talent, anything. The dude crashed the car same next year. Someone else come drive the same car he crashed and took it to the Super Bowl. You got to be mentally tough to make it to the Super Bowl, to make that in a season. He couldn't make it. He's not tough, and he's not that focused for us. And, yeah, I don't think he doesn't have it to where he can lead a New Orleans Saints team.
Okay, yeah, but I think one thing we forget in Tampa Bay. And I know they had Mike Evans and they had some nice talented players. And that year the last year Jameis did play in Tampa Bay, the team just gave up on him. Enough was enough. The team gave up on him. So that the team no, it's kind of like you seen it in games where
you got so many excuses.
Jameis blew his opportunity. But what I'm saying that last season, after a while, it was kind of like Mike Evans ain't even running no more. He's not even running for a route no more because he's kind of like, this might be a pick. You know what I'm saying? The team is literally gave up. Tampa Bay literally said, F you, Jameis. You've done enough. You've done enough bad for us now. That's all I'm saying. They mentally gave up on him. This is enough. Sean Payton and these Saints fans and these people, I think for a moment, they're actually going to believe in him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, if there's any fan base that can do it, you Saints fans, man. They can bring him back to life. They bring Jameis back to life. Who we that Saints?
This remind me of? Saints fans, y'all better hope y'all got your future quarterback on your roster. Because if not, I already see this setting up as them Chad Hutchinsons, Drew Henson, Quincy Carter days.
Oh, man. No.
What does Saints can take? Or they can tank for a QB next year.
We're going to get Aaron Rodgers. But, hey, we got a third-string quarterback, that rookie that we drafted. So, he's no chump either. So, we got one locked up.
If the season ain't going right by, week 9 or 10, they're going to just going to pull the rug underneath and throw the rug out there.
Right, everybody, come on. Be like the Pokemon, y'all.
Let him take his lumps. Hey, Smoke, who you talking about? Are you talking about Winston led in TD passes?
We don't talk about.
We shall see.
He talking about Jameis Winston in that year where he had 30 for 30, basically.
He didn't lead in touchdown passes. He led in interceptions and yards.
Yes.
He still believes.
30 turnovers? 30 turnovers. Okay.
Oh, man. Let's get to his wide receiver position.
And look, in his last, and this is what frustrates me, because the next time he goes out there, he start this last game, I'm seeing Jameis Winston in mid-season form and everyone ready to give him the keys to the car. I'm like, the dude just threw in double, triple coverage. That is not a smart throw. That is ridiculous. Yes, the Jacksonville Jaguars secondary got burned, but if he does that against the LA Rams or any other good defending team, that's going to get picked. It's going to get deflected. That was not a good decision.
Man.
We'll find out tomorrow, man, how y'all weekend going to be up in New Orleans. It's going to be a lot of chatter.
Talking about chatter. There's going to be a lot of chatter in the group Because your boy fresh out of jail. I'm fresh. I'm home, baby. I'm home. You know, man, I'm home. Yes, sir. It's going down. But y'all make sure this weekend.
So real quick,
Sunday,
the top 3 tight ends, Travis Kelce.
September 5th. What do you say? What you say, Coach Lee?
I said real quick, the top 3 tight ends, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Darren Waller.
I'll swap Waller out for
Any
Kittle.
issue with those 3?
Yes. Kittle. He doesn't have a consistent quarterback, so he doesn't have a rapport with his quarterback. And that's the biggest thing.
I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna be real, everybody, man. They need to get rid of this person in Philly because I want this other person in Philly to shine. But I've really been on Dallas Goedert for the last few years for Philly. The thing is that Ertz is still there. And it's kind of messing up my guy's development right now. So somebody, please, your tight end get injured or something so you can go get Zach Ertz. So my boy Dallas Goedert could really shine in his career. I don't need him sharing with Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is old news. He's Donovan McNabb. Get him out.
I'm surprised he's still there because they were trying to trade him last year.
They still try to trade him. Nobody wants him.
I mean,
think he'll get cut?
Carson Wentz wants him. Zach Ertz was a beast. That was he's a favorite of mine. And I felt that Goddard started chipping into Zach Ertz's production. I'm not sold on Goddard because at the end of the day, Goddard, I mean, if he was good as if people say he is, we wouldn't be having this discussion. He would be on the list.
I think too, Zach Ertz did get paid some. I don't know how much the money is now, but Zach did get paid a good chunk of money. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he played that worth of money in the last few years due to other things that's going on. So I'm kind of fishing to why that trade has not happened yet. But I know Philly's telling you everything but that. But I don't know if anybody's not gonna say. But one team that should have took him, no bull, Coach Lee, Dallas. Dallas should have took Ertz. I don't know how much he would cost, but we're a team that look for a tight end yearly, and we don't have
it. Tony Romo.
We haven't got it. We need a tight end. I said we need a tight end.
But it's Tony Romo. Y'all, the current roster doesn't use a tight end.
No, but I'm just saying we don't. We need somebody we need a tight end that shows that this, like you said, Kyle Pitts, he's a name and he brings the nature and all that. Like Zach Ertz, even though he's Zach Ertz, would be better than Schultz. The name sticks out. So he'll be more in the offense, I feel. You know, why they just got a guy I feel like it's off the streets and they don't use him. You know?
Y'all actually have a good tight end and he's wasting away there. I don't know. But let's nobody take his last
Zach Ertz contract.
Topic.
Hold on one sec. Zach Ertz contract. He gonna be there again this year. If he gets cut this year, he's a $12 million cap hit.
Nobody want that.
Okay.
No. I want
he's
that.
Gonna be in Philly for one more year. Next year he'll be a $3 million cap hit.
I mean, there's ways to get around that.
We'll see.
The Dallas Cowboys just dumped Dez Bryant. I mean, they're not, they were ready to, who that was? Dunk the New York Jets. I mean, not Jets, Giants. Dunk Beckham almost. So, I mean, there's ways. I'm pretty sure there's ways.
No, but there's a difference between Dallas money and Philly money. You know what Philly did with their money? They gave it to Carson Wentz. Where's he at now?
That is true.
Gave it to Carson. Now nobody taking those contracts. They thought Zach Ertz better play, man. It's crazy. But it helps Jalen Hurts, though, in development.
So, yeah, the tight end is Blake Jarwin.
Blake Jarwin.
He's pretty good.
No, he's decent. He's decent, but it's like I feel like and then I just feel like they won't use a tight end until there's a name there. I mean, I don't understand why you're not going to go get a name then. You're not going to use a no name. Get a name. Get somebody. I don't know.
That's a very Dallas-like statement. Y'all just want big names. Go Jerry Jones.
No, just get a name. I mean, if you're not, that's what I'm saying. Just get a name. Like, get somebody that is going to demand the play.
Dan Arnold. That's the guy from that's in Carolina. So he was good in the Cardinals. Definitely check out Dan Arnold. So he's the one that they've been calling the new Greg Olsen.
Yeah,
but,
for Sam Darnold.
So you got anything else on tight ends, Coach Lee?
That's it on the tight end. Y'all ready for your last break?
Yes, sir.
Last break. Let's get it.
We'll be right back in about 15-20.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's cornerback Delvin Brew here from your favorite team, New Orleans Saints. I just want to go ahead on and give a shout out to STWF Media for allowing me to come on and talk about my testimony, my story, and also talk fantasy football. I just want to say thank you, man, for the honor. I appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tonight at 7:30 Central Time. Bro Show out.
Man. So, heading into the home stretch, we've been teasing it a little bit. So, a dynamic position on the field. They normally are the divas. Normally, these are the dudes that probably played basketball growing up. You got your wide receivers. So, what's y'all feel on the wide receiver impact?
You'll find some. You'll find some value early. You'll find some value in the middle. And you'll find some value at the end of each draft, I feel. I feel like the dynamic of our receivers in the last 5-6 years has really opened up with the spread offenses. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other receivers get good opportunities where sometimes, your number one receiver is not particularly the leader on the stat sheets. So there's a lot of good guys here. There's a lot of second guys on teams and a lot of third guys on teams. You know what I'm saying? There's some guys off the street that might be some damage in too, man. It's funny, man, with these positions of running back and wide receiver because latter weeks of the season, somebody's gonna pop up. Maybe 2, maybe 3. So very dynamic.
I can see I would be beating y'all all year in this fantasy football stuff. With me, I'm gonna be short on this wide receiver position because I don't really care about the position because they have the ball about as much as a kicker does. I don't care about that position. So if after the maybe top 3, I'm just pulling the best option, the main throwing option for that quarterback. Because guess what? The number 1 option is going to get the number 1 defender. I want the number 2 option, like the Calvin Ridleys. So when Calvin Ridley had Julio Jones, he was going through the roof. Why? Because all attention was focused on Julio Jones. So that's how my whole attention goes for us with the wide receiver position. I want 2s that play like number 1s.
Absolutely, but that doesn't mean that you want all number 2s. when it comes to clutch time, you don't want all number 2s. You want at least one. You want a number 1.
Calvin Ridley had more yards and touchdowns than Julio.
Yep, but okay. But what happened?
T. Higgins from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
I can name some more.
Okay. But when you hold on.
Adam Thielen.
Hold on. But when you're on that week to week school board and that number 2 receiver that came out in week 2 doesn't come out in week 3, you can always guarantee on that number 1 to at least get some type of consistency in the numbers. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna run you over my running backs in my quarterback.
See, now you're saying, I'm gonna run over my running backs. And if I say something about the running back,
I told you my QB.
Exactly my point.
I don't value receivers. That's why I didn't spend much time.
You want that?
Because guess what? Everyone that went after the Odell Beckhams, they lost.
Yeah. Everybody that went after the Odell Beckhams, they lost.
Yes,
but at the end of the day,
those top players, they're not lasting the entire season, or they're getting double, and they're not getting as many touchdowns.
When it comes down to it, relevant star receiver or star quarterback or star running back, you want one of those. But a receiver, when it comes down to it, you want that guaranteed solidified 1. You want that over a 2 that may not come up, even though he came up the week before. Because the number 3 guy might come up, but the number 1 is that number 1 guy. You know that guy's gonna be a focal point during the game. You know that, even if he's jammed up.
Who's the focal point of the game? Which receiver?
You get Wide receiver, you get points. You get points
but
beyond.
outside the
Every time a receiver touches the ball,
one receiver in the NFL is the focal point. It's always the quarterback position and the
DeAndre Hawkins, Devontae Adams.
No, he's not the focal point.
He's the focal point. Are you kidding me?
He's not.
He's the focal point. Both of them are focal points.
He just came, but I'm saying last season was his first season there.
DeAndre Hawkins been a focal point since day one coming in the league.
Watson. It was Deshaun Watson and
it was DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins can't do it without Deshaun Watson.
No. When Deshaun had bad games, DeAndre still had good games because DeAndre was still cooking.
That top receiver is going to have a bad day.
Now, DeAndre Hopkins is a vocal point. Like you said, for those reasons. Because if he doesn't do nothing, they lose. Position. He doesn't do nothing, they lose. You go to that second receiver, you're more than likely trying to win. If you go to that second receiver, you're more than likely trying to win, trying to come back. If that first receiver's on fire, it's ball game automatically. If DeAndre Hawkins carries that,
now watch this. To that point. So Amari Cooper, he had David Carr. Amari Cooper was a great receiver during his prime, but he had crappy quarterback play, and his season plummeted.
He was with a Raiders team that had him as the number one in Oakland. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And I don't even like Amari Cooper like that, and he's a Cowboy. So we can keep talking about Amari.
Okay, Michael Crabtree, he experienced a similar feat. You know, he's playing with teams where the quarterback, they weren't gunslingers, they were clock managers. So he was impacted.
Sherman, don't put a mediocre receiver on me like Crabtree. Crabtree didn't have this. Crabtree didn't have the heart. We can keep talking about this. If you
Crabtree didn't have the heart, man. You did not see this guy in college. That's going to be a
college and the pros are different. College and the pros are different, bro.
Let's get
college and the pros are different, bro. That's all I'm saying. College and the pros are completely different, bro. Completely different. Slightly different in terms of the mentality you need to have, which is why Crabtree, at the end of his career, and you look at him right now and you ask Crabtree, he still has stuff that he wished he would have did.
Crabtree was a 1,000-yard receiver.
I mean, he played with who? Oakland. He played with teams
I'm saying you said he didn't have heart. He still became.
He's gonna get that. Dog, I could be a number one receiver on the WAC team and get 1,000 yards. Are you kidding me right now?
Or you could be the number 2 receiver and get 1,500 yards like Calvin Ridley. But
everybody can get Patrick's yards. That's what I'm saying. Everybody can't get that. Calvin Ridley, like you said, was lucky to get that. Julio was getting locked down. He was lucky to get that. Now he got to go in the same this year and try to get it.
And just like with Juju Smith and Antonio Brown, everyone praised Juju Smith. He tore up the stats on Antonio Brown when they had the Steelers together. Antonio Brown left. Juju Smith became the man. And I don't even think Juju Smith's playing anymore. He's the TikTok star. Gotta be careful what you ask for. So Patrick, he says not too many true lockdown cornerbacks outside of Ramsey. Who's actually playing man on man? I mean, not many teams play man on man, but to your point, yes, and they'll double coverage it. They'll draw safety help. So I don't see what point that comes. Well, what point you was making with that?
I mean, it was an all-around point. You told me you like your seconds, but how much do you like your seconds when it's coming down to the paint and you look at them and they didn't have a good game and you wish you had a number one? It can all work different ways. It's all the luck of the dice to me in fantasy football because you don't know until you actually go on the field and do something.
See, yeah, I know. That's why I'm the champ. I'll let you boy, man.
I keep talking to you, man. It's good to have the field in your park with everybody that rolls to you. You know, advantage in your park, bro. But guess what? I'm coming into your park this year. We'll see what's good, brother. We'll see all that intangible. It's good to talk, but you got to do it. You know, you can't live off last year.
I guess y'all can tell who's the rookie. This is why.
Rookie what?
He has nothing credible to say.
How? Nothing credible to say. How can I have anything? Hold on. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to rebuttal you every time you say something. This is what it is. You say that, but I've never played in your league before. So how do you expect me to come in here?
I've already scouted you. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know.
This is what rookies do. They come in the league and they tell us about how they won other leagues. But
I never told you how I won other leagues. I told you how I played in other leagues. Yeah. You assume that I'm a rookie and I don't do nothing. So I told you that I've played fantasy. So you're trying to psychologically get something, but you're not getting nothing. And now,
if you feel the need to explain your fantasy football history career to me, yeah. Like I said earlier, when Lamar Jackson said, "Oh, they didn't figure me out," you've already proved my point. You're speaking on it. I got you.
No, I'm
you
not.
Drove, huh? You full of that diesel.
But last time I checked, last time I checked on the bet board, I'm up 2-0. Last time I checked. So if you want to throw, last time I'm on the bet board, I'm up 2-0.
Where did you get the second one from?
I'm up 2-0. The bet that wasn't officially betted, but it was a bet though. But I say I let you keep your cash. You gotta stop it. You gotta stop it. We can bet.
This guy has a big imagination. We about to take. You know what? We about to end this show so he can go take him a nap or something, man.
Let's go. I'm just saying, bro. We can bet that anytime. Fantasy football. We can bet me and versus you because I'm up right now. I'm up.
We can bet that. We bet twice. It was 1-1.
No. It's 2-0. You didn't beat me.
2-0.
You didn't beat me in the bet. You never beat me in the bet.
I know.
The push-ups. I'm sorry. That's cash. I'm talking about cash flow. That ain't no real bet. That ain't no real bet. Push-ups. That ain't no real bet. Bro. Put that money up.
Who do y'all have as your the top wide receivers?
Top receivers, man. Deandre Hopkins, beast, guaranteed 100 yards a game every time. Devontae Adams. Every time, no number 2 needed for what he does, because that's what it is. And you want to pick a third one? Man, he's going to help. I'll go Justin Jefferson because, like last year, you know what I'm saying? He solidified his spot. Not only he didn't have to take the number 2. He went all the way up to 1. So that's my list of top 3 receivers that you would take in a fantasy draft. I'm
saying Adams, number 1. Got to do it, Adams. I'll say Hopkins. And I'm going to throw in Metcalf. I like Metcalf.
DK? Okay.
Yeah.
I like DK too, man. That's not a bad jump up, man. I like to see what he like to prove up on top of last year. Last year was a freak of nature, man. He definitely put on.
See, watch this. I'm not picking DJ Metcalf because of DJ Metcalf. I'm picking DJ Metcalf because of let Russ cook the quarterback. That's the reason why. I mean, because guess what? I always pick a Seahawks. I go with Lockett because Russ throw it like he averaged like almost 50 touchdowns a season. The guy is a straight stud. Like, you got to go with that guy. You got to get his receivers. So that's the reason why I'm going with
the interesting one.
Metcalf.
Russell's an interesting one. Russell, we talked about QBs earlier, and Russell wasn't even mentioned. Why doesn't Russell, relevance in the league of football or in fantasy, why isn't Russell on that echelon on the top?
He do for me. I pick him every year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what?
No, I love Russell. The numbers
going to get you yards through the air, and he's going to run the ball.
Right, all day. Russell's that dude, dog. Russell is that guy. So it baffles me sometimes when QBs have good years, and then they jump them all the way ahead of Russell Wilson. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Are we not watching the same football game? Like, no disrespect to Josh Allen. No disrespect to Josh. Josh played a hell of a year last year. But they kind of jumping the monkey balls with him, pitting him from 10th or 15th where he was last year. Now he's like at 2 now. And he's passing everybody on the monkey balls. That's why this year I really got to see it again. I got to see Josh Allen do it again this year. I got to see it again.
So I guess you don't believe shit stink.
No. He dominated games. But this step for the Bills this year is get to where you got to last year and get past that. So in order for him to get past that, you're gonna need more Josh Allen because they haven't developed the running back position.
They don't have more Josh Allen. They need the same Josh Allen from last year that got them to the playoffs. They need more out the other skill positions, and they did. They added Emmanuel Sanders, so they got Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, Cole Beasley, and they got that tight end Knox.
You still have a little problem, I feel, with the running backs. Josh Allen, yes, he can run the football, but do you really want your now $300 million man to be running footballs all day and being the running back in the QB? Do you really want that?
But they got Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, and they just added Matt Breida.
Who?
Matt Breida.
Who?
Hey, he ran that thing out there in San Francisco.
When? And what? 6 years ago? 4 years ago?
Man, hey, I went deep in the playoffs.
You going in the past? You going in the past, buddy? I thought you were going in the past. Going in the past?
I only bring out the relevant.
Ain't relevant.
Back to the future.
Ain't relevant.
So what do you think? So before we get up out of here, Coach Lee, what's your top three?
My top three, I would probably say Devontae Adams, number one. Tyreek Hill, but I'm like Kelsey kind of takes up that area for me.
Right.
Hot D-Hop. And I'm gonna say, I don't know what his health looks like, but I'm gonna say Mike Evans down in Tampa Bay.
I wasn't expecting that one because Mike Evans wasn't Tom Brady's favorite target last season.
You know who his favorite target was? Hey, I'm gonna end it on this with the wide receivers, man. Let's be real. I just have this, like, he's never gonna be able to come back to top tier. But I feel like Brady brought Antonio Brown there for a reason. And as long as those receivers keep getting banged up in Tampa Bay, AB will be put into that system. I've loved AB his whole career, and despite what he did a few years back, I still think that he can put on the potential to be, I mean, not back to the top tier, but something valuable for that Tampa Bay team, especially going on a 2P. And you know that Mike Evans is not guaranteed the whole season, or Godwin. You're not. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, for that guy, AB, man. But that's
I'm more so on Godwin.
Nah, I think AB's his favorite target. That's just me.
No, I'm talking about as far as a breakout. Yes, Tom Brady's favorite target, I do agree with you on that, is AB. But as far as a breakout receiver from Tampa Bay, I think it's going to be Godwin.
He's already had his breakout year, though, right?
Season.
Let me change that. Instead of Evans, I'm going to say A.J. Brown.
Now, that's something that'll cash out.
Because Julio is going to get a lot of attention.
Right.
I think he's going to see a lot of man coverage. And he already showed when he was the number one what he can do.
Agreed. But there's just too many mouths to feed out there. And I think, you know what? Tannehill did one season average like 30 attempts a game. But are they ready to go back to that, seeing that type of Tannehill putting the ball in his hand? I don't think so. It's not his team. The team is Derrick Henry's team. So in order for them, you know, what normally happens or how people catapult so quickly to failure, they change what works. And that's what I see the Tennessee Titans doing. They change what works. So, I'm not so.
The thing with him, it don't take much for him to eat.
Right.
Because he only had 109 targets last year. 106 targets.
Who, you talking about, Julio?
AJ. 106 targets, almost 1,100 yards, and 11 touchdowns.
You talking about from A.J. Brown?
That's pretty productive. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, he was having a good season, and he also had another. Their number two was trying to do some things too. But yeah, he had a pretty good season.
I got two guys here. The two guys were rookies last year, same division. Me and Lee were like the first one. CeeDee Lamb. I just like the upside, the way it ended last year for him. I think they pushed the level this year to try to get Gallup out of there.
You know he was with a different quarterback, right?
All right. Terry McLaurin from Washington, though he got Fitzpatrick, I liked how he balled last year. I like what he did last year, and I like that. I kind of like the second year receiver. I like when there's like a rookie or somebody come in, they ball out, and that second year is like, now you know it's on you, and then you go bust ass again. I feel like Terry McLaurin got that bust ass again season this year, where you don't got to deal with Alex Smith or the other guy. Fitzpatrick is at least gonna get the ball to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. Hey, I'm sold on the Washington, on the what the fuck team. I'm sold. I'm telling you. Like, all the way around. Defense, offense, those guys are going to be something to reckon with.
All day.
Gary Terry, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now they got And now they got a quarterback that can give him the ball.
That's the thing. Can Fitzpatrick stay focused the entire year?
No.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, everyone we expect Fitzpatrick to make those blunder mistakes. But they got a defense. Miami, Tampa Bay, they didn't have that defense. Washington has a defense. So he can go out there and make that one blunder or maybe that two blunder. Their defense is so tenacious, they're going to get the ball right back.
My thing is for Washington,
I think he's in the best situation of his career, as far as with Fitzpatrick.
I feel like Washington's defense is stellar. They defense is stellar. My thing is right now, the best thing for Fitzpatrick is there's not really a stable backup QB, so he knows that he comes in at least like there's nobody really over his shoulder like that. You know what I'm saying? So he can make as many mistakes as he wants, honestly. But the bad side to that is that if the mistakes become too crazy that they really got to let that other QB, Washington probably could have been a Super Bowl contender this year just by getting a QB with that defense they have. So that's the only thing I'm worried about them in terms of this season right here is how much Fitzpatrick will affect them. If he does it in a positive way, they probably going to be a playoff team more for like because the defense is stellar. But if not, they're going to be looking for another QB. I mean, it's going to be a Jimmy Garoppolo hopefully one of these days probably. But at the same time, you kind of want that position to be – he's 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
And that's the reason he's been on 9 teams.
He went to Harvard. Shout out to Harvard. Shout out to Austin, Brighton, where I'm from. He went to Harvard. I watched a lot of his games. Seen him put a lot of work in.
Very smart. You're talking about
Fitzpatrick.
Yes, very smart.
Very smart, man.
So, man, I'm about to get up out of here. Yeah, Heineke, yeah, we seen him. We ain't worrying about that. But, I mean, Fitzpatrick, I was sold on him. I even when he had that quick run and he was when he benched Winston, he became the Facebook group photo because he was on his thing. Fitz magic, like he was on it. Like the guy's he's a stud. Man, he can put up a lot of points. He can throw the ball. He makes some good decisions. Yeah. Like I'm sold.
I'm picking him week 1.
What'd you say?
I'm picking him week 1.
Hey, I'm gonna draft him. I'm gonna draft him late in the round. Yes, he's on my draft board because low risk, high reward. He's gonna be there in the late rounds.
Definitely.
But
the biggest thing last year. The only reason he got benched last year because he got pressure from the front office because they had their rookie sitting behind him. Other than that, he didn't do enough to actually be benched. Agree.
In the same way in Tampa Bay, same thing. So I mean, this is his time to shine, and I got big hope for him. So he's one of my sleepers. But man, it's been good. We've been chatting up for like some chatty caddies, man. We've been chatting up for a little while. So what they say, all good things must come to an end. The show must stop, I guess, or something like that. But man, it's time for shout out. So I'm gonna ask you, Coach Lee. You got what's your shout out?
Shout out to the family. Appreciate you holding your boy down. Love y'all. Shout out to my boys here tonight. Man, this is always therapeutic for me. It's gridiron season. That's when I wake up. That's when the blood gets going. That's when it's time to go out there and do what we do, baby. Let's go on and do it. Make sure y'all tune in on us.
Yes. So that's our last show for the week. So, man,
we gotta leave each other, man.
So you got any shout out there too?
Tearing up, man. We want to give a shout out to my family for letting me stay on and do this podcast for this long. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely hit overtime. You know how the family gets when that happens. But shout out to them as always. Shout out to you guys, yo, bro. When I first did my first show on here, I had to get through the strains and things like that. This is authentic stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we always say, guys, tune in, comment. This the emotion, the feel, this like the what we're giving to y'all, you know what I'm saying? We can be probably fishing or going clubbing or doing something right now, but for this block that we spin here, and discuss and talk topics from all streams of sports, which is lovely. We all happy with each other, man. It's a family at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We here, man, and wouldn't want to do it, man, on this platform here with no other 2 guys, 3 guys, praise the William and the family, Y'all guys are legit official guys, man. Shout out to you guys.
Oh man, look, I'm gonna have to keep you around from some of my old friends. They don't talk about me that good, man. They're like, shoot, Uncle Leroy ain't good for nothing. But nah, just listen. Shout out to you, Patrick. You're exactly right. This Sunday at 12 o'clock, meet us in Arlington at Lone Star Axe Throwing. So that is going down Sunday, fun day. If you got game, come out, bring your partner, bring your family. It's a family event. You're gonna watch the Cowboys lose and watch me win. So shout out to everybody that's coming out there. Shout out to all the coaches, the big leaguers in our fantasy football. We 2 weeks away from our draft, September 5th. My birthday is September 7th, but draft is September 5th. Shout out to our New Orleans own GO DJ Jay Weezy. He's going to be back for year 2. He's going to be DJing our draft party. It's a virtual. So last year was our first year doing it. This is our second, so it's going to be up. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the big brand. And man, y'all catch us next week with more shows, more topics. Get at us in our Facebook group. Bang. I'm out.